Everybody, welcome to Master Your Pricing. This is all new information. I have not taught this before in a format like this, so I'm super excited to share this. What I'm teaching you today is actually something that I only teach inside of Activate Abundance Academy. So y'all are getting a really cool look behind the scenes of some of the ways that we actually support our clients inside Activate Abundance. For those of you that are new to me, I'm Chris Williams. I am the founder of Activate Abundance Academy, as well as Holistic Business Foundations, Launchwell On Demand. My jam is to help women, wellness entrepreneurs, and coaches create six-figure businesses and beyond. So what I love is to help those of you that are still trying to figure out what are all of these pieces that I need in order to start creating income in my business, but also to do it consistently and predictably, and do it in a way that aligns with your values, right? Can I get an amen? Pop me an amen in the chat if that resonates with you. If you're like, yes, I want consistent income, I want predictable income, and I want a way to do this in a way that aligns with my values, right? No slimy, salesy marketing strategies here. I'm not interested, not going to teach you those. So if you want those, I'll guide you to some other people that I watch do that on the internet, but not going to do that for you. So here's the thing. Pricing is one of the things that I see people getting stuck on over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, 95% of my clients have questions about this and they get stuck, especially after you've gone through your certification, right? You've gotten your certification in whatever modality it is. You have a passion for serving people, and yet you tend to underprice yourselves, right? 95% of the clients that work with me actually need to raise their prices. If they don't, they will actually struggle to attract the buyer that you can best help. And so here's what I want to say about pricing. It's actually not really about the price. Okay, it's only about the price if you actually want to have a business model that is actually going to get you to six figures and beyond. But that's never what we lead with, right? We're never like, how do I sell my $5,000 offer? How do I sell my $15,000 offer? How do I sell my $10,000 offer or $3,000 offer? If these prices are freaking you out, I get it. I hear you. And not to worry, I've got you. Because here's what many of you have been probably taught, and that is either you are coming from a place where a starting point might be around $1,400 for a 90-day program, or around $1,100 for a 90-day program, or you weren't given any pricing guidance at all, right? How many people felt like I was not given any pricing guidance at all? I was told like to just charge whatever it is that you want to charge, right? Okay, that doesn't work, right? Because, we get in our own way. So I really want to share with you today, and again, over the next 3 days, you're going to walk away with a high-end offer that you are confident around. And look, the reason why we create a high-end offer is, let's think about it. And I really want to kind of break down the mindset and the reason why we're creating high-end offers. Every single one of you have a heart for helping people change their lives, right? If you want to change people's lives, I want you to type yes in the chat for me. You wouldn't be here in my world if you didn't want to change people's lives. Okay, so I want you to think about it. How many lives can you truly change? Can you create transformation for somebody in one session? Anybody here? I haven't been able to do that. Right. And yet, you are taught to charge per session. You are taught to trade hours for dollars. Here's why we have a higher end offer. A higher end offer, we create that as a container for support because it is the best way to help your client get results. What if you looked about it that way? If you were like, you know what, consistency of care, how many sessions does it truly take for somebody to rebalance their biome, rebalance their blood sugar, lose weight, get sober, build a business, create more confidence, whatever it is that you do? How many sessions with support, accountability, and structure so that they know what to do and they've got your support and they're doing that in a container of time? That's what a high-end offer is. It's providing a container for your ideal client so that they can get the absolute best results, period. Okay. If that's resonating for you, just give me a thumbs up, a hands up, something. If you want to provide something for your client so that you know that they have consistency of care, you know that they have got support, you know that they've got accountability, and you know that they've got structure so that you can support them from where they are to where they want to be, that is really what a high-end offer is. So your high-end offer is actually about transformation. It's not necessarily around price. And when you wrap your head around how can you make the biggest impact for your client in the shortest amount of time, or even in a longer period of time. Some people actually want to go all in and have your support. But here's the truth, you guys. In order to attract a buyer who is willing to spend that amount of time with you, there's 5 specific things that you need. And I'm going to share with those what they are today. Tomorrow, and by the way, I'm sorry if you can hear some stuff in the background. Let me just close my office door real quick. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about pricing specific. We're going to be talking about creating your premium offer. So there are things that need to go inside of this package, inside of this container, that are making it valuable and transformational. So we're going to talk specifically, there's 4 main components that you need to have in that. So come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to dive into what those look like for you. Okay. And then on day 3, we're going to dive all into the pricing pieces. We're going to dive into really what is the market looking like today? What are people investing in? By the way, they're still investing. Okay. Absolutely. People are absolutely 1000% still buying. And they are buying at $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 and above. Okay. So again, for those of you that are just starting, I know those numbers are like, no way. I could never, ever see myself even having that $10,000 or $5,000 word come out of your mouth. That's okay. But the reason why I'm saying that is because people are investing. And so any of this noise that you're hearing in the background that's saying nobody's going to invest in that, right? Who would pay for that? People aren't buying anymore. The economy is contracted, right? So here's what I want to share with you. That is, people actually are buying, and people absolutely will invest in something. And here's the key, not based on price, based on transformational value. Okay, I want to say that again. People do not buy on price. We think they do until we get in our way and we're like, who would ever spend, $3,000 to work with me in a 90-day program? Well, that's you making it about you. That's not actually what they're looking for. They're looking for a result. They're looking for a transformation. And so we're going to dive into the 5 things that we need to have, that we absolutely must have in order to actually attract those buyers who are ready and willing to invest. How's that sound? If you knew that there were buyers out there that were ready and willing to invest to work with you in a high-end offer, how might that change things for you? Go ahead and pop in the chat. How might that change for you if you knew that there were people out there that absolutely were ready and willing to give you $3,000, $4,000 to invest with you in a package? It would motivate you, says Jennifer. Yeah. More confidence. Absolutely. Yeah, it would be great. Anya says, give me confidence for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So here's what I want to share with you guys. When I talk about high-end offers, it might sound a little bit different than what other people out there in the market are talking about high-end offers. So before you are at 6 figures, we are going to talk about pricing, but our high-end offer before we hit 6 figures is going to be around $2,000, $3,000 or above. Ideally, I would love it to be at $5,000. Okay. Now, many coaches out there that are sharing high-end offers that you might be hearing are saying you need to charge $15,000, you need to charge $20,000, you need to charge $30,000, anywhere from 20 to 50. Okay. And that's great, but not until you're already marketing system and sales system where you can already sell your high-end offer that's priced at 2,000, 3,000, or 5,000. Okay. So if you're hearing some discrepancy out there in the market, just know why. Okay. when we're looking at those higher end offers, we're looking at longer programs, and we're looking at multiple groups and things like that. But I don't want to digress with that. All right, but I just want to let you know that when we're really looking at high-end offers, we're looking at it not based on price, but we're looking at it at a container, at something that people can actually show up for. We know they're actually going to get results. All right, Nancy, I'm just going to put you on mute. All right, so day one, everybody has their pricing guide. In order to attract high-end buyers, you must have, and the number one thing is you must own your work and have confidence in yourself. Okay. You're never going to, you're not going to be able to sell $100 product. Confidence. Okay. If you do not own your work first, if enrolled in you, and look, when I say enrolled in you, what I'm talking about is you are enrolled in your heart and your mission to help others make a change. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about being crystal 1000% clear that you can guarantee that somebody gets results. People confuse that. Okay. There is a difference between guaranteeing somebody results, which we can't. Okay. Can we just like call the elephant in the room here? We can't guarantee anybody results because we can't jump inside their body and do their work for them. Okay, so this isn't about guaranteeing people results and being confident that you can absolutely 1000% make sure that they get results. That's not what this is about. This is about owning you, your love for being able to make change in the world, the certification that you've spent time and attention diving into, the training that you've had, that is the confidence that we want to come from, that you feel confident in yourself, in your passion, in your mission to provide value for somebody. Does that make sense? Yeah. Can you see how that's different than guaranteeing success? Yeah. So often I hear my clients say, I can't charge that much. What if they don't get results? And it's two different things. Pricing for a container of care is very different than getting your clients results. Do we want our clients to have results? Hell yeah, absolutely. 1000 million bazillion % we want them to get results. However, we can't stop them from going through the drive-thru in McDonald's, or we can't put their tennis shoes on for them and have them go outside and do their movement, right? Like we can't do that, right? So what we can guarantee, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow around a program promise. A promise is not a guarantee of their success that we actually take responsibility for. A promise is when somebody shows up and implements and joins you and has your support and has your accountability and has the system that you're going to take them through. If they show up and they implement, then that's what the program promise is. That's the result that they can expect to walk away with. Does that make sense? Yeah, so we're talking about results. So we have to be all dialed in. We have to own, the work that we do. We have to be enrolled in ourselves. We have to be enrolled in the program that we're offering, because guess what? Nobody else is going to give us that affirmation. If we're looking for affirmation for somebody else to give us that worthiness and that value, we're going to be waiting all damn day long. Okay? It has to come from inside first. So we get to first say, you know what? I'm here for a reason. This is on my heart for a reason. I went through the certification for a reason. I'm here because I want to support these women or men or whatever it is that you're doing. And I am all in on that. That's number one. Okay. So we have to be enrolled in ourselves first before we can enroll anybody else. Doesn't matter if it's a $100 product, a $27 product, a $5,000, doesn't matter what the dollar amount is. Okay. Because when you're enrolled in you, how do you think what energy do you think that you're in? Somebody come off mute and just share with me. Yeah, Rachel's like giving me the thumbs up. When you're enrolled in you and you're super excited to
Believe.
Yeah,
That
it reflects.
that I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in myself, so I believe in it for them.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so powerful, you guys. You are holding a vision for them, right? That they might not actually yet believe for themselves. So we have to be enrolled in it first, right? Cece, you're still having a hard time hearing me. Does everybody hear? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, can hear me. Cece, see if you can turn up the volume on your computer. And oh, you did. Gosh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I can't navigate your computer for you. I'm sorry. All right. So not step one is always going to be you're enrolled in yourself. Always 1000%. And look, we're not going to stay there 100% of the time, and that's okay. Right? Self-doubt's going to come in, right? It just doesn't get to stay, right? Self-doubt is a guest, it's not a resident in our brain. It's a guest, it's not a resident. When we notice that the self-doubt pops up, we're like, I see you. It's time for you to go now, right? They don't get to move in. They don't get to move in. All right. So step two, we are talking now about the knowing intimately. Now, this is the second thing that you need to have in order to attract high-end buyers. And that is you have to know intimately who your heart yes, I do. I'm not talking about niche, not or niche, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm talking about who is the person that you are lit up to support and work with. Like you woke up in the morning and you're like, woohoo, my practice is full with these types of clients. We have to know intimately our ideal client. Not so much niche, because niche actually opens up within, when we know our ideal client, we actually know our niche. So I would much rather go in and uncover niche. I'm sorry, uncover ideal client first. But we have to know them. Why do you think that's important for us to attract them into our ecosystem? Anybody?
Well, when you know your ideal client and who you serve, then you're really focused in on those people that fit into that container or description, and you're not trying to serve the world
Yes.
because that's way too many people anyway.
Right? How many of you feel like, but I can't niche down because I'm going to miss out on all these other people over here? Anybody else feel that way? When you're like thinking about niche or ideal client, and you're like, I don't want to pick just one. Anybody else feel that way? I know I did. I'm like, I don't want to pick just one. If I pick just one, I'm going to lose out on all these people over here. Right? But the truth is, not anymore. Awesome. Yeah, the truth is, when you get really super clear and you know your ideal client intimately, that is going to allow your messaging to actually speak to her or him or whoever you're working with, instead of just being so broad that nobody understands. Here's the thing, when we cast a wide net, what ends up happening, and I'm gonna share this analogy. We've got three types of people in our ecosystem. Some of you might have heard me share this in Where to Find Clients, but this is important. We have people that are on the sidewalk that are just kind of walking by. They're in your ecosystem. They might be commenting on your post. They might be saying great job. They might be in your world somehow, but they are not interested in finding a solution to their problem because they don't think they have one. Right? They don't think they have a problem. Then we have, and look, that's 30% of the people that are in your world right now. Okay, so honestly, we don't want to cast a wide net, because guess what? We don't want to bring people who don't think that they have a problem into our ecosystem. Why? Because they're never going to work with you. Why? Because they don't believe they have a problem that needs solved. Right? So we don't want a wide net. We don't want to try to cast a wide net on everybody, because not everybody it thinks they have a problem. Not everybody is willing to actually invest in solving their problem. Right? So now we go to the slow lane. The slow lane makes up 67% of the people in your world. That's amazing. These people are actively looking for a solution to a specific problem that you can solve. They just haven't found you yet. Okay, that should be really, really exciting to know that there are people out there in the world that are searching for the problem that you can solve. Okay, 67%. Those are the people that we want to talk to. The 67% of the people who are looking for a solution to the problem that you can help them with. Okay. And then the last 3%, if we're going to add up all of it so that it equals 100%, are people that I call in the fast lane. They're already in your ecosystem. They already have an experience of you. They already have an experience of know, like, trust with you. Okay. And they are ready to say yes to working with you right now. So I want you to notice that really only about 3% of the people in your ecosystem right now are ready to say yes right now, today, right? So we need to really dial in on the 67%, right? And we want to bring them into our ecosystem. We want to serve and nurture them. We're not going to go into the whole nurture method. That's something completely different. But we want to make sure that we serve and we nurture those people so that they can then have an experience of you. And when they do that, then guess what? They're absolutely willing to say yes to the result, not to the price, to the result. Okay. So number 2 was know intimately your ideal client avatar. And that is something that we focus on in both programs, Activate Abundance or Holistic Business Foundations. We dive in from the very, very beginning. We want to make sure that you know who your ideal client is, because until you know that, we can't create content, we can't create messaging, we can't create pricing or programs or anything. So this has to be present. Number 3, uncover the problem now that your client wants solved. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Ideal client, yes, who is the person that is looking for the problem? This is what is the actual problem? What is the actual problem now? And this is really important, you guys, because the problem for your ideal client is going to morph and shift as you begin working with clients. You're going to uncover more and more and more about the specific issue or problem that your ideal client wants solved. Okay, so what is the problem that she wants solved now? That means we have to take off our coaching hat and we have to actually do a little bit of detective work. We want to find out the people that are in our ecosystem that are looking for a solution. What is the problem that they say that they have? Not what we think they have. What is the problem that they say they have, right? Because here's what ends up happening, and I see this over and over and over and over and over again, and I did this too, is that I would lead with a problem that I knew I could solve, but it wasn't exactly what it is that they were looking for. And so there was a miss. There was a miss. So and your ideal clients will tell you exactly what they want. I like to call this the difference between chocolate and broccoli. Okay, so broccoli is what we know they need, right? Let me solve your problem for you. And here's the broccoli. And they're like, I don't want the broccoli. Gross. I don't want, by the way, I love broccoli. But they're saying, I don't want the broccoli. They're saying, I want this chocolate over here, right? So we're leading with broccoli and they're asking for chocolate. So what we want to uncover is, what is the chocolate? What is the problem that they're struggling with? What is the problem that they are Googling on their computer? How do I what? How do I stop what? What is the problem? And that is going to be specific to each and every one of you. Okay. That is the problem right now. Okay. And here's something really cool. When you do go to Google, like put yourself in your ideal client's shoes and Google whatever it is that you think she might be Googling. And when you go down the webpage, you'll see what are other questions that are also being asked. So it's going to give you some really cool information about what are the questions that your ideal clients are asking. What are the problems that they want solved, right? Because Google doesn't show that unless there's a gajillion people asking it, right? So we know that it's actually something that people want solved, right? Is this landing? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah. So what's the problem? That's number 3. Uncover the problem now. Number 4 is that when we begin to talk to our ideal client, we lead with value, transformation that creates impact for your clients, not price. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I cannot wait to hire a health coach and spend $3,000 today. Anybody do that? Nobody wakes up with that. Nobody does that. Nobody says, I cannot wait to dive into my savings account and pull out $3,000 to spend today on an XYZ coach, right? But that's what we're doing. We're leading with price. We're saying it's this XYZ price and you get 12 one-on-one sessions and right? Which look, those are great features, but that is not what your client is investing in. I want to say that again. Your ideal client is not investing in features and they're not investing in price, especially for high-end buyers, especially for high-end buyers. Your high-end buyers are looking for a result. They're looking for a transformation. So we just uncovered in step 3 what the problem was for them. What is the result that they want now? That's what we lead with. What is the result that they want? Do they want to feel more confident? Do they want to feel like they can go on hikes with their family? Do they want to, let's see, gosh, like all of these thoughts are coming into my head to try to give you guys examples. Do they want to feel a sense of calm and peace, with themselves? Do they want to, have a belly that doesn't hurt anymore? Do they want to sleep well through the night, right? What is the solution that they're looking for? And the interesting thing here, and the reason why we dive into this intimately inside of Holistic Business Foundations is because whenever I ask this, what is the result that your ideal client wants? What I get back from my clients are, they don't want to feel this, and they don't want to feel this, and they don't want to have this, and they don't want to be stressed. And great, but that's not the result. That's what they don't want, right? Has anybody asked you what it is that you do want? And you're like, I don't want right? Okay, great. But that's not what you do want, right? So this is very different. This is getting clear. What does your ideal client want? What does your ideal client want? What does the solution look like? What does the transformation look like? That's what we lead with, okay? Because if you are going to support somebody in a container, and look, yes, we're going to talk about how long the container is. And we'll talk about that tomorrow when we're talking about what to actually put in the container. Okay. But people are waking up in the morning and they're like, I have to have an end to this feeling or an end to this experience. And so we want to give them an example and show them that when they work with you in this container, the result is this XYZ thing over here. The feeling that they're going to walk away with is this. The result that they're going to walk away with is this. The transformation that they're going to walk away with is this. How many of you do you feel are leading with price and features versus transformation? I know I've got some of my clients here, so you guys are probably like, I got it. Anybody else feel like they're like, how do I sell a certain price offer instead of how do I help communicate that my client can get this result? Anybody? Don't feel shy. Yeah, no? How many of you are confident on how to lead with transformation and result versus features and price?
I think I'm better at it than I used to be, but I still have a long way to go.
Yeah, most of us do.
And if we could have testimonials from clients, which is always the thing to do, is get a testimonial from them and be able to say, well, this is what happened with, one of my clients. So if we can have those examples, it may then the words coming up, submit with them. That's probably not the best word, but it will connect with them better than just saying, here's the program.
Yes, exactly. We never want to just lead with here's the program, right? Nobody wakes up and wants to buy a program. I want to really say that again. Nobody wakes up and wants to buy a program. You guys didn't wake up this morning and say, I can't wait to buy a program. You woke up this morning saying, I cannot wait to figure out this pricing. I cannot wait to figure out how do I attract high-end buyers? How do I build my business in a way that feels aligned with my values? Right? Those are results. So we always want to lead with results, always lead with results, no matter what. Okay. And then the last thing, the fifth thing, this is the final thing that we need. And I kind of talked about it in the very beginning a little bit. We need a container of care, not a one-off session, a container of care. You are healers, practitioners, coaches here to create an experience in a container of care. We're going to create your container of care tomorrow. But what a container of care looks like is making sure that they get consistent support accountability, and structure. That's what we all need to create transformation, no matter what it is. No matter if they want to lose weight, no matter if they want to lower their A1C, no matter if they want better gut health, no matter if they want to go sober, no matter if they want more confidence, doesn't matter. In order to create transformation, there has to be structure, support, and accountability. Those three things have to be present. And that is what you give them inside of a container of care. Okay. It's not like going to, no offense, Jennifer, it's not like going to a therapist. I know Jennifer does some clinical work, but she's actually moving into the coaching field where you have the session and then you go back and you don't have contact until the next session. Now, there's some therapists that do provide contact, but the pricing is typically based on each session, right? It's not like a massage therapist where you go and you get a massage and then you leave and you don't see them until next month. Okay. That is not a container of care. Okay. A container of care is going to provide for your ideal client support with you so that when they get stuck, you're going to help them move through it. Okay. Access to you. So when they need you, you're going to be there for them. Structure so that you can say, these are the steps that I'm going to guide you through. I actually call this your signature system. And we actually help you create that inside of Holistic Business Foundations. So that when you have a system, and this is something that your people invest in, they will invest in a system because they want to know that there's a series of steps that they can take to go from where it is, where they're struggling, the problem now, to the result that they want. And when you can make your signature system the hero, that is amazing. No longer are you saying, what am I going to say to get them to want to work with me? What makes me stand out? Right? There's a gazillion health coaches or life coaches. Why would somebody want to work with me? Because you are going to have a signature system that you take them through in a container, a program of care. Okay. So 3 things: accessibility, so support; accountability, so that they can't sneak out the back door, right? How many of us sneak out the back door, right? Support, accountability, and structure. Okay. Now, I want to share with you why this container is so important. I want you to think about courses. And look, we've all purchased courses before, myself included. A course is typically a low-end offer, right? So there's nothing wrong with a course. It's just that a course comes much later in your business. Before you actually decide to try to sell a course, you want to already be at 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, even $500,000 in your business. Why? Well, let's do the math because the math has to line up. If you're selling a $1,000 course, how many of those do you need to sell in order to hit 6 figures? A lot, right? You need to sell 100. Okay, which means you need to get in front of 500 people that are absolutely going to be interested in it, which means that you really need to get in front of closer to 3,000 people in order for them to see it and then be interested and then actually say yes. Okay. So would you rather sell 100 $1,000 offers or 20 $5,000 offers? How many do you think is easier with a small audience, which is where most of you all are? If you're not at 6 figures yet, you don't have an audience, which means courses do not solve that problem, right? We think that if I start a course, surely it's going to be easier to sell a $97 course or a $1,000 course because you're looking at it on price. But here's the thing, it's not a container of support. Guess what? They don't have access to you. They don't have accountability. They don't have a process. They have a whole bunch of recorded modules that they have to try to figure out on their own. That does not equal transformation. It's one of the reasons why I get on my soapbox about not creating a course from the very, very beginning, because you want to be able to have results with your people, and people don't get big, giant results with course. You just don't. Why? Because they don't finish it, number one. They don't have access to their questions, number two. There's no accountability Number three, there's no structure for them. Shoot, I've got a $2,000 course sitting on my computer that I bought 5 years ago on copywriting, and I never opened it. Why? No support, no accountability, no structure. I didn't have to show up. I could just do it whenever I wanted to, right? Look, that is what your person is doing right now. They are trying to do it on their own and they're not getting results. So we want to create a container of care so that they get what? Results, right? They get results. And guess what? They're tired of doing it on their own. They're tired of doing the latest XYZ thing. They know that they're not getting results. That is your high-end buyer. Your high-end buyer is done with trying to do it on their own, and they're willing to have support and accountability and structure to actually get the results. Okay. And for you, that's really, really good news, because this is where you can offer high-end white glove experience with a fewer amount of clients, with a smaller audience, that is going to help you create the life and the time freedom as well as the income that you need. So you don't need as many clients, and you're actually helping them get better results, which means you're going to have more testimonials, which means you're going to have more client referrals. Everybody wins in that case. Okay. And high-end offers do not have to just be one-on-one. High-end offers can also be group. Okay. So for those of you that are talking about, does high-end offer have to be one-on-one? No, high-end offer can be one-on-one. It can be part of your business model, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Awesome. So what's popping up for you guys? What is like an aha that you're like, that sounds absolutely amazing? I would love to have you guys come off mute and share with me. What's resonating with you?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for me, because as somebody who's tried to just do courses by themselves, when you don't have the accountability or structure or access to somebody who can then communicate with you if you have a question popping up. Yeah, most people, like you said, don't finish courses. And my nutrition coaching, what people loved is that they always had access to me, and they're like, I'm hitting a wall here, and then you can dive right in.
Exactly. That's what they need to create the transformation, right? Courses, I want you to think about this. And those of you that have been in the coaching world for a while, you might have heard this term or this saying before. Information does not equal transformation. Courses is information. Okay. So while it's great to give people information, and there's nothing wrong with recorded modules, by the way, you can absolutely create a high-end offer as a hybrid with some material that's recorded and also one-on-one support with you or group support. You can absolutely do that. That's actually what I do inside of Activate Abundance Academy. It's actually a combination of both. Okay, so you absolutely can have a high-end offer around that. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Tessa.
I was going to say, when I quit my job over the summer, my big grand plan was I had bought a Digital Course Academy with Amy Porterfield, and I love her. She's amazing. But I had these visions, right? Like of the promises that were made, it's so easy, and all the stuff. And for 2 years, I said, so I got through, I bought her book too, which actually I have to say her book, 2 Weeks Notice, is what actually gave me the courage and helped me to manifest like quitting my job 6 months earlier than planned. But with the Digital Course Academy, this great vision, I like quit my job and got right to work on a digital course. And the digital course is now actually my book that is in its first draft. And then I found you, thank God, because I look back just 8 months ago where I started with that vision, and I was like, oh my God, that is so backwards. Like, that was just not the way to do it. Because once I got into, like you said, without that one-on-one support, I started to uncover all of these things, like with the technology and this, and you need this, and you need this. And I was like, this is going to be like excruciating to try to like teach myself like all of these technologies and how to use this equipment and how to do this. I was like, I don't know how to do any of this. I can write the program, but like everything else, I'm like, I have to get a coach for that, and I have to get a coach for that, and then I have to get a coach for that. So yeah, I totally get it with the digital course. Like it's completely different mindset about that now.
And look, and here's just, and I'm going to be fully transparent. I love Amy Porterfield too. I think she's great, but she spends $100,000 a month on advertising in order to sell her program.
Plus,
So-
there's thousands of people on any of her like things that you show up for. It's like, you know, if you just watch the chat box, it's literally zipping like this fast. I mean, it's just like you can't, it's like,
Well, So I just want you to notice, Christina, this is so good. You know, this is exactly why she has an audience. She can make $1 million selling
Yeah.
her, or multi-million selling her program because she has an audience and because she has revenue behind it. So if you do not have revenue to put behind a digital course, that is not where you want to start because that's money going out. That's not money coming back in. Yeah, and you're right. She probably didn't start there. But here's the thing, regardless, you have to, if you are going to increase your audience, you either, if you want to go with a low end offer, you have to have a high audience in order to make any money. It's just the math, right? And so in order to build your audience, you either do it organically or you pay. It's only two ways. It's either organic, which is, you know, cultivating community and building relationships, or it's paying for ads. Okay. So can you absolutely build, you know, $1 million or 6 figures on a course? Absolutely. Sure you can, but you have to be willing to invest to get in front of a bigger audience because just doing it organically is not going to be, it'll burn you out quicker than quick. So the easiest and the quickest path to creating a successful business that you love and that you love to support and you actually get to help people create much bigger results is actually in a container, in a program, in a package. And here's the other cool thing about that. When you are working with somebody in this type of container, they're going to continue working with you, which means you don't have to keep chasing new clients all the time. I want you to think about 30% of the people that work with you in a package are going to continue to work with you again, whether it's renewing in the same thing or whether it's going into another offer, they're going to stay with you. And that is really, really important. That doesn't happen in courses. Why? Because there's no attention, there's no connection, there's no relationship. Right? So again, when you're trying to sell these low-end offers that don't have the support, the accountability, and the relationship, that means you are going to have to chase clients. You are going to have to be looking for new clients in order to hit your income goals all the time. Right? Yeah. So that's why I really love this business model that I'm teaching you guys today, to lead with a high-end offer, to give your high-end buyer the container, the support that is going to get them the results. And then you can add in a middle tier offer or even a low tier offer if you want to at some point. Okay. But we really want to start with a higher tier offer if you want to have the time freedom and the income freedom that you're looking for. And you also want to do it organically. Again, organically is what we get to do with ourselves and what we also get to do when we're connecting or collaborating with others. All organic means is that we're not spending money on ads or marketing. So what are some more ahas or questions or something that you feel that you want some clarity around based on today's 5 things that you absolutely need to have in order to attract high-end buyers?
Question for you, Chris. Since we're trying to find the problem and come up with a way of transforming people, would you recommend not placing a price anywhere? Maybe even on your website or in your link tree, and then
No.
just have them.
Actually, the opposite, Christine. So I am of, and look, there's many different schools of thought about whether or not you promote your price on your website or not. So let's just say this is just my view. I want my price on my website. I want to be fully transparent that this is what the investment is. Because I don't want anybody to get sticker shock on the, when I'm actually having a conversation with somebody. So I want to lead being fully transparent. I want people to know that this is the investment for this program, or this is the investment for this offer.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that was still something that I should be doing. Okay, thank you.
I believe in that because guess what? When people hop on a call with you and either they've already been to your website or they already know what the price is, that means that they're actually pre-qualified. They still might not be a yes, and that's okay. People who are not a yes are just not a yes right now. That means we just get to continue to love on them and to continue to serve them and give them value until they are ready, right? Remember, only 3% is ready right now. The other 67% is going to need you, access to you, support from you, connection with you, relationship, right? So this is a relational way of building and growing your business versus transactional. And so here's the other mindset to kind of share with you guys. When we are looking at price and selling a program for a certain price, and how do I get a client to buy my thing at a price, that is based on a transaction. That's transactional. That is not relational. Relational is, how do I support this person to make an empowered decision around having the level of support that's going to help her get the result? Does that make sense? Very different mindset. One is, how do I sell and get the client? The other one is, how do I serve and support my client with the right offer that is going to help them get the best results? And I'll share a little example of that. When I was building my health coaching business, I had created my very first high-end offer, and it was $4,500 for 6 months of support with me. And I had a conversation to me, and she had said, Chris, I met you at a talk that you did at a hospital. I am struggling and I need help. Can you call me back? And I absolutely called her back. And I said, hi, totally here to support you. What's happening? She said, I have anxiety. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. I need to lose 50 pounds. I'm not taking good care of myself, and my lymphedema is out of control. And then she said, and I don't have a job. And I thought, okay. So instantly, my new health coach brain went to, well, she doesn't have a job. She can't afford me. She's not gonna be able to afford $4,500. Like, what am I gonna offer her, right? So I thought, well, let me just give her a $97 offer. I can have a one-off session with her, help her get a little bit of support. And then I stopped and I thought, Chris, she just told you the result that she wanted. She wants to lose 50 pounds. She wants to stop having anxiety at 3 a.m. She wants to get her lymphedema back under control. Can you do that in one session? Nope. No. So why would I offer her something that is not going to give her the results that she shared with me? And so I told her, I said, Terry, I would love to support you. I'm happy to support you, but that takes time. Losing 50 pounds takes time. Here's 2 ways that I could support you. One option would be the 6-month program. And it's $4,500, and we're going to meet for this many times. Again, this is where we were talking about features and benefits. It's going to, by the end of the time, you will have, more confidence. You'll know how to handle the anxiety. You'll get back on track with your lymphedema, right? So I told her what the results were. Okay. Or we could work together in a smaller package, which would be 3 months. Which level of support do you feel that you would want? And she said, I want the 6 months. I said, amazing. Let's go. She pulled out her credit card and she said, by the way, I'm starting a new job next month. Can we work around my job schedule? And I was like, absolutely. So I want you to hear, the reason why I share that story is because when we are only thinking about price, we are not serving the client the result that they're asking us for. And I made a predetermination that she couldn't afford me. I made the predetermination of what she was valuing. Right? And that's not our job. Our job is simply to take a look at what is the result and what is the container that's going to help them get the result that they say that they want. Losing 50 pounds does not happen overnight. right? So it is going to take time. And she knew that, and she was ready to go all in. She pulled out her credit card, she paid in full. Okay, that happens over and over and over again. And why does that happen? Because my energy was not about closing the deal. My energy was not about getting the client. My energy was not about just sell whatever you need to sell to get the income. My energy was in what is the result that I can share that is going to help her get the transformation that she said that she wants. Okay. So that's the mindset that we want to have around our pricing. It's about transformation. It's about result. And guess what? There are big boys and girls out there. It's okay for us to let them be a yes or a no. It's okay. And honestly, if somebody's a no, I am totally fine with that. As long as it's an empowered no where they're like, you know what? This just isn't for me. Awesome. I get it. And let me help you get what it is that you do want. Let me give you to a collaborator. Let me share with you a referral. You know, sometimes I'm not what they need. If they want to run Facebook ads, I'm not their girl. And I'd be like, you know what? Let me share with you somebody over here that's really going to help you. So our job is not to close the deal or close the sale. Our job is to help somebody make an empowered decision. You guys write this down. Your job is to help somebody make an empowered decision around which program, which container is going to help them get the best results. How would that change for you if you were leading your business from that mindset versus who's going to buy my $3,000 XYZ thing? How would that change things for you? Go ahead and either pop in the chat or come off mute. How would that change things for you?
I think for me, it would change my dialogue with them a lot. Just the wording, the mindset, actually.
Absolutely. And guess what? Then there's no convincing or persuading or overcoming objections. Who the hell wants to do that? Not me. Sorry, excuse my French. I don't want to try to convince or persuade somebody to work with me. That's not fun. I don't want to try to overcome somebody's pricing objection or permission objection. Or here's the thing, guys. Those aren't even objections. Those are actually just false beliefs that somebody might have around not getting the results that they're looking for. So if we get rid of that, if we're not interested in overcoming somebody's objection, and instead we just get to hold a container of support for them and offer them what is in their best interest, then we're not in this needy scarcity energy of I got to get the client, I got to close the deal, which then allows the sales to become a side effect. And the minute I started changing that in my business is when my absolutely crazy. And it became fun. And calls with people became super duper fun because guess what? It wasn't that, it was actually fun because I got to just be a support system for somebody and say, great, I hear that you're struggling with this. You don't want this anymore. You do want this. Here's a way that we could work together. Here it is. That's it. No saying the exact right thing. No second guessing. How do I get her to XYZ thing? And look, do I close 100%? No, but that's not my intention. If my intention is to close the deal on a call, then energetically I'm out of alignment with service. So my intention is to be 100,000% in support and help somebody make an empowered decision based on the result that they want. So if you guys want to build your business to 6 figures and you want my support implementing some of the things that I've shared with you today and what I will continue to share with you over the next couple of days, go into your pricing glide, hit Holistic Business Foundations. We start March 7th. We are going to help you with your ideal client. We're going to help you with everything that I just shared with you today. We're going to help you know exactly how to work from confidence and own your value. We're going to help you know intimately your ideal client avatar and your unique brilliance. We're going to help you create pricing that feels good to you and that creates containers so somebody actually gets really good results. We're going to help you lead with value, and we're going to help you really create that system structure and accountability. And if you want support around whether or not this is a good fit for you, book a clarity call with me. This is not a sales call. I'm not going to drag you across the finish line. I'm not going to make you feel bad if you decide that this isn't good for you now. That's not me, and that's not what I teach. I will absolutely hear what it is that you're looking for, and I'll either say, yes, I can support you and this is a good fit, or I'll say, no, this probably isn't a good fit right now. Or I might share something better. Like maybe you want one-on-one support. Maybe you're like, this sounds great, but I want it faster. Great. Right? So there's multiple options here, but that when we allow ourselves to be in service to a client that way, then we're actually, they feel it, they feel supported, they don't feel like they're being sold, right? Nobody likes to feel sold to, right? Nobody likes to feel like they're trying to, it feels off, feels wonky, right? Now there's nothing wrong with sharing your offer, right? Sharing your offer is something different than trying to get somebody to say yes. Right? So I just shared my offer with you. I just said, hey, if you want support, if you want to implement with me, let's go. We start March 7th. So you can click on the link inside of your pricing guide. You can take a look at Holistic Business Foundations. You can see what's in there. Again, it's an amazing program. We actually just extended it from 12 weeks to 4 months, which means, and we're giving you 2 extra months of support. So this is actually a 6-month container for the investment of $3,997. And guess what? It's live. It's live, which means that you get me just like this. You will have recordings of it. There will be some, information in there that you can go back to and some trainings, but it's live.
On the note of recordings, tomorrow's session, will that be recorded and sent to us? Okay, good.
Yes, thank you, Tessa. So for those of you that are like, I can't make all 3 days, no problem. You will absolutely, if you go into the Facebook, let me back up. 2 things. We're going to have them in 2 places for you. We are going to keep them inside of the Facebook group for a very short time. So probably for just about another week. If you go inside the Facebook group, Build a 6-Figure Business for Conscious Coaches and Wellness Professionals, click to the guide section at the very, very top, and you will be able to find Master Your Pricing. All of the recordings will be there. Okay, so after today, this day 1 will be added into the day 1 section. The other place that we're going to put them is actually in a hub. So for those of you that don't want to be on Facebook or you don't want to log back into Facebook, we've got a separate page for you, and we're uploading all of the recordings to that specific hub. We are sending those out to email, Tessa. So we'll send you the hub link. It's going to be the same link that you can use so that you can find the information.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool, cool. All right. What if, okay, hold on. Maria, what did you say? Sorry. What if I want to refer other coaches to the program starting on the 7th? Yeah, just send them my way, Maria. Yeah, just introduce us. If you know anybody who is looking for support in this, absolutely, just send them my way. By the way, everybody that is here live, hold on just a second. I want to take a screenshot of this because we're doing a drawing. One of you is going to win access to the Cash Flow Accelerator. So because you were here live, every single day, we're going to be doing a drawing. Everybody who shows up live for all 3 days is going to be entered to win a spot in my North Carolina retreat. It's a 3-day retreat. It's here in the Well of Mercy in Union, actually in Harmony, North Carolina, of all places. Okay, so I'm giving away a spot. All of the accommodation, all of the meals, everything is all included. You just need to get yourself here. Okay, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Woo! And you're going to be there with a whole bunch of amazing women. We get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. It's nature. It's time to connect and unplug and also learn business strategy. We've got some really, really powerful women who are going to be there co-leading with me. Samantha Schmuck, leader of Health Coach Institute's life coaching program, is going to be there. And then we also have Laura Mashingtono, who is a master copywriting and marketing coach. So We all three are going to be there with you. And we only have space for 15 people there. So it's going to be intimate. It's going to be lovely. And yeah. So, all right. What's the date? It's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So that you come in on a Thursday and you leave on a Sunday. Yeah. Of March. I didn't say that. All right, everybody. Any other questions? Any ahas? Any insights? Some of you have some clarity calls, some pricing calls with you scheduled. So I know I will be talking with you guys soon on that. Otherwise, please make sure you click the link to the Holistic Business Foundation so that you can actually take a look at what's in there. And then feel free to, on that page, you can just book a call with me. It's a clarity call. And I'm happy to support you in uncovering what is the level of support that you're looking for and what program or offer might be the best fit for helping you create a six-figure business that aligns with your values. Sound good? Awesome. All right, everybody. Oh, go ahead. Did someone come off mute?
Oh, I just said thank you so much.
You're welcome. So tomorrow, day 2, 4 key components to a high-end offer. We're going to be diving in tomorrow on what those specifics are. What are the 4 key components you want to actually put in your high-end offer? So come on back. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock, same link. So sorry for the tech. And I'm so glad that so many of you were able to make it. Love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Feel free to reach out to me. Okay?